welcome to the Motown Show. I'm Shibani Gharat. In this show, we get you the latest from the world of automobile. So let's quickly take a look at the top updates from the week. First up, Kia has unveiled the all-electric Ceros EV, expanding its electric vehicle lineup in India. The compact SUV comes with 2 battery pack options and offers a claimed driving range of up to 526 kilometers on a single charge, sharing its electric powertrain with, in fact, Creta Electric and Karen's Clavis EV. The Ceros EV is expected to strengthen Kia's presence in the fast-growing mass-market EV segment, with the prices to be announced at the launch very, very soon. Now, a landmark consumer court ruling could have wider implications for India's transition to E20 fuel. In Chhattisgarh, in fact, the Raipur District Consumer Commission has directed Maruti Suzuki to replace a Grand Vitara after a customer alleged that the engine damage happened due to E20 petrol. Now, the company has said that it will challenge the order, making the case one to watch for both consumers and the auto industry as well. Now, moving on, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, or HPCL, has completed a nationwide fuel quality surveillance drive across its retail network to verify the quality of ethanol blended petrol. The company carried out over 3,600 inspections, including surprise checks, regular field audits, and on-site testing through mobile laboratories. According to HPCL, the exercise found no instances of fuel adulteration, contamination, or, in fact, quality compliance lapses, reaffirming its commitment to supplying safe and reliable fuel amidst India's expanding ethanol blending program. The Indian automotive industry is standing at the most critical crossroads in decade. On one side, manufacturers are battling with a brutal slowdown and a multi-billion rupee dealership inventory crisis. On the other hand, a fierce war is raging over fuel future, polarizing the market between pure electrics, heavily taxed hybrids, and deeply controversial mandated E20 ethanol blends. Amid this chaos, JSW MG Motor India has just thrown down a massive gauntlet. In fact, they are betting their entire house on Adapt, India's very first 4-in-1 modular platform that aims to completely kill off the traditional pure internal combustion engine. Joining us today to unpack this high-stakes gamble, the regulatory policy maze, and the real future of the Indian auto ecosystem is a man who's steering the ship himself, Anurag Mehrotra, Managing Director, JSW MG Motors India. Thank you so much, and fantastic to have you with us today on ET Now, Anurag.
Thank you, Shibani, for having us. It is indeed a remarkable day. As an engineer, I can tell you, your heart goes out every time you work on a platform, and platform is essentially a large part of what a car is. And today we got an opportunity to launch India's first multi-NEV platform, which will package all the 4 technologies that today are available in the world as far as new energy vehicles are concerned. So whether you are a BEV customer, or you are a hybrid customer, or a plug-in hybrid customer, or even the latest range extended EV technology that is there. So this platform is extremely versatile, and it is India's first multi-NEV platform, which will allow all the 4 technologies to be brought to India at competitive price.
Your expectations from the India market, and any comparisons to what and how it has fared in some of the other more evolved automotive markets around the world?
Yeah, that's a great question, Shibani. I think if you look at a couple of years ago, almost 75% of all the sales globally were in internal combustion engine cars. It is projected that in the next 10 years or 9 years, 2035, that share of internal combustion engines will come down to only 23%, which means 3 out of 4 cars sold globally will be new energy vehicles. And that is the future of global automotive as well as Indian automotive. The forecast for India is that by 2030, almost 30% of all the cars sold will be new energy vehicles. And as we've seen this year alone, in the last month, as all of you reported, the industry's already crossed 8% in terms of EV penetration, which is a very strong sign that potentially getting to that 30% could happen sooner than anticipated.
Right. Now, you're marketing Anurag Adapt as a hyper-efficient 4-in-1 architecture, but engineering a platform to simultaneously accommodate a massive EV battery pack, complex plug-in hybrid engines, and range extenders, in fact, usually means making massive design compromises also. By avoiding a dedicated ground-up platform for each powertrain, aren't you delivering a vehicle that is heavy for an EV, overly packaged for a hybrid, and ultimately compromised in efficiency compared to specialized rivals?
Well, I think, as I've said before, the proof of the pudding is when we get the product in and consumers get a chance to experience the products. We are very confident that the first two cars that we will get, which will be an electric vehicle, and the second one would be a plug-in hybrid, we are very confident that the consumers will respond to it well, like they've done in the case of Windsor, which is today India's #1 selling EV car.
Right. Anurag, JSW MG Motors is aiming for an aggressive, 80% new energy vehicle sales mix this year, leaning heavily on the ongoing, of course, the West Asia crisis, the entire energy crisis that has brought the world to its knee, driving consumer away from fossil fuels. However, the remaining 20% of your sales still rely on ICE legacy platforms. If the Adapt platform entirely eliminates pure internal combustion options, what is your fallback strategy if some of the localized green infrastructure stalls in tier 2, tier 3 Indian cities? Where are you trying to expand?
Yeah, so I think that's a great question. When you think about any strategy, the strategy is about making choices. You can't do everything for everyone. So we've chosen to play in a space where we believe we have a right to win. And that space is new energy vehicles. You will be surprised that over 50% of our sales even today comes from non-tier 1 cities. So give the benefits of, or the unit economics of a BEV are very well understood by consumers across. They are not limited only by tier 1 cities. So this misconception that EVs is only a tier 1 phenomena is not necessarily true. You have to step out into the tier 2, tier 3 cities, and you will realize that the unit economics is very well understood. And 90% of charging today is still happening out of homes. So I'm very confident that the march towards 30% new energy vehicle penetration by 2030 is definitely going to happen.
Right. Now let's address the raging national debate regarding fuel efficiency drops, the entire E20 fuel, component damage, consumer backlash against the mandatory blending. Now, with oil companies admitting that pure ethanol has 30% lower energy content, and independent real-world testing also reveals, and many in fact have spoken about it, a striking 4% to 12% drop in the vehicle mileage on E20, consumers absolutely feel penalized at the pump, since automakers like a Maruti Suzuki and many others are actively defending the mandate. Why is the Indian auto industry backing a policy that forces car owners to absorb a permanent efficiency tax, especially when E20 fuel is priced identical to a regular petrol?
Yeah, I think if you just step back a little bit, I think the goal that is being sought is very important to understand, which is the big picture, right? The big picture is we want to get to becoming energy secure, especially in the context of what we've seen in the last couple of months. And we have to ensure that we deliver cleaner fuels so that the environment is clean, right? I mean, you just have to step into some of the cities and you will realize how polluted the air is. So for these two larger goals to be met, there are going to be some trade-offs that will have to be made. And I think all OEMs, you can be rest assured, every OEM is working really hard to ensure that the E20 compliance is, the impact of that on the consumers is addressed, because there is heavy testing that all of us do of the cars before they are launched into the marketplace. So my request to everyone would be that at times just look at the bigger picture that is involved, which is we have to get to energy secure to become energy secure, and we have to ensure that we clean our air.
Right. Anurag, also there has been a recent public interest litigation in the Supreme Court, and the sweeping public anxiety highlight that the mandatory E20 fuel corrodes fuel lines and rubber components in the older non-compliant vehicles, while the industry claims that the millions of older cars have been serviced without issues. Consumer trust is at this point in time really actually deeply fractured. As someone who understands the consumer, as someone who has spent so many years in the auto industry, help us understand, do you believe it is fair, that the lack of fuel choice at Indian pumps is effectively forcing a premature scrappage of perfectly functional pre-2023 cars?
I think we should just wait for the petition that has been filed, let it get heard, let all the evidence be brought to the table. And please be rest assured, whether it is the government or whether it is the industry, we will all work to ensure that the impact to the consumer is the least of all.
We are speaking right ahead of the Grand Indian Festival season. What are the big plans that JSW MG Motor has in terms of launches, in terms of excitement around the festival season?
Absolutely. I was just telling someone earlier today, India has a festival every month in some state or the other. So the festival season is generally augurs extremely well for the industry. We are all looking forward to it. At least at JSW MG, we've got new product launches coming. Like I mentioned, we have a EV SUV and a EV PHEV coming. And we are keen to bring that to the market and see the consumer response. We continue to grow at a healthy rate. In fact, before the end of this calendar year, we would have grown again faster than the industry is growing. So yes, everybody is extremely buoyant about the festival season upon us. And the first half of the calendar year, the industry has grown at 18%, which is a fantastic effort from all OEMs concerned. So thank you so much to the consumers for coming into the stores. And I would only start to explore more and more of new energy vehicles, because it's good for the environment, it's good for the country, and it's definitely good for the unit economics of a household.
And, it's been almost 1 year to the entire GST rationalization that happened, major boost for the auto sector. But then, of course, during the past 1 year, we were, affected by the West Asia crisis, impacting the supply chains and so on and so forth. I mean, this is like the perfect time to take stock of, the impact felt on the auto industry. First, what has been the impact on your business? And, give us an understanding on the overall impact of all of this, both positive and negative, on your business and the industry.
Yeah, sure. I think the industry has grown, like I said, at about 18%. You look at new energy vehicles, they've grown at about 70% on a year-on-year basis, which is fantastic. Back in 2024, EV industry penetration was only 2.5%. 2025, it was 4.5%. As of June of 2026, it is already over 8%. So the consumers are really responding to the embracing of this technology of new energy vehicles. And some of it has got precipitated because of the West Asia crisis and the fuel prices going up. There's no doubt about it. And we believe that before the end of this calendar year, it should get past the 10% mark, which is going to be a very good proof point of the fact that the 30% goal that we have by 2030 is something that can be realized. As for headwinds, you are absolutely right. The West Asia crisis has led to raw material prices going up and sea freights also going up. So that is something that all of us in the industry are feeling and responding suitably, either through pricing actions or in some cases there is impact on margin.
Anurag, now to support, your aggressive volume targets and rollout of the massive ADAPT platform, you are currently expanding your Halol plant capacity to 1.6 lakh units, if I'm not mistaken. That's correct, right?
That's correct.
Yes. However, the Indian component supply chain is also, at some point in time, structurally lagging behind in deep localization for some of the heavy hybrid and EV electronics. How much of, some of the ADAPT platform, sophisticated 10-in-1 drive unit is genuinely localized in India on day one? If you can give us an understanding on that as well. And how much is, relying on imports?
So it's going to be you're right. The supplier ecosystem is maturing. In fact, we are also playing an active role in facilitating certain technical licensing agreements between suppliers in different parts of the world and Indian suppliers, so that we can truly localize some of these components which are high value, heavily electronic driven. So the ADAPT platform will to start off with, will have a reasonably high levels of localization, but we have a clear line of sight that within the next 6 to 12 months, we should be able to get to a 70% localization. One thing is for sure, at JSW MG, the number one priority for the company is to drive higher levels of localization. And for that, not only is it about the investment that is required, but also ensuring that the suppliers are able to get access to the technologies through technical licensing agreements.
Right. Now, what excites you the most as a leader in the auto industry for the months to come, given all the ups and downs of the past couple of months?
Yeah, there's many things that excite me. I think the first thing is the sheer new products that we are getting, and it's fantastic to see the response from consumers across the patch, whether it is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities. Second, it's great to see the expansion of the network. Third is the expansion of the plant and also headcount. I must tell you that we've also increased our headcount in the factory by about 40%, and we are running almost full 3 shifts. So it's a humming machine, and that brings a smile on my face every time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Anurag, for joining us today on ET Now and sharing your inputs, and congratulations on the launch of the new ADAPT platform.
Thank you very much, Shivani.
Well, on this note, it is time for us to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching the Motown Show, and today on our show we are driving an automotive icon that has in fact consistently managed to reinvent itself without losing its historic soul. We are talking about the brand new hot of the line Mini Cooper S. BMW India has officially updated this go-kart handling legend for the modern era, rolling it out with an aggressive ex-showroom price tag starting at 44,90,000 rupees. But this isn't just a simple cosmetic facelift. Underneath lies an engineering marvel that balances blistering speed with aesthetics. Let's take a look. Cooper S. One thing is clear, it's not just about the look, feel and the design. Yes, it's pretty, it's extremely cute like a button, but it is also very, very powerful. Designers have focused more than the look and feel also on the performance, and the minute you put your foot on that accelerator, you can feel its raw power on the city roads. Now, we are so used to starting the vehicle at the press of a physical button that we have almost forgotten the magic of starting a car, just turning the knob or turning the key. And Mini Cooper S allows you to do that. All you need to do to start the engine is, you can see engine written over here. Just start it and the car begins. Turn the knob over and it stops. I feel it is so cool. Now let me tell you, all that style is nothing without a personality, and I always believe in having that personality in your personal style, and Mini Cooper carries the personality on its sleeves. You feel it the minute you sit inside. It has a distinct style, yes, but it carries a personality, a mini personality of its own, for including features like something like this roof. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful as soon as you open it, but then you can just shut it off like this and it's beautiful. You can open it completely, in fact, whenever you are on like a nicer day when it comes to weather. And I love the interiors. Every single element is curated to the Mini Cooper personality.
Step inside the standard cabin and you are greeted by base seats beautifully wrapped in double-cloth textile multi-tone black pattern, contrasted cleanly by a sleek sophisticated foil black dashboard layout. Navigating tight urban spots is effortless thanks to cruise control with built-in braking system, park distance control for both front and rear, and a rear view camera, and the automated parking assistant.
Now step inside the car and you will experience the cockpit of the future. What impresses me the most is that the centerpiece of this interior of the car, right on the dashboard, is this beautiful round display. It is in fact extremely responsive. As you can see, you can navigate, control everything through this display, including the temperature of the car. It gives you a feedback on the kilometers that you are left with the tank that you have. Of course, you know, a lot of things, including maps and everything, is visible right here. Outside temperature is visible right here. So it's round, right on the dashboard, and extremely impressive. It's vibrant as well.
Driver convenience is further elevated by the inclusion of a front armrest, wireless charging tray, automatic air conditioning, and a comprehensive interior and exterior mirror package featuring an automatic anti-dazzle rear view mirror.
So this massive OLED screen is actually compatible and very effectively and quickly compatible and connects very fast with Apple CarPlay and also Android Auto, and the interaction with the digital assistant inside this car is also very, very natural and feels extremely smooth.
Safety is handled by an array of active and passive systems, starting with front and passenger airbags, a comprehensive crash sensor network, and a 3-point seat belt system on the seats. Driver control is reinforced by the anti-lock braking system, brake assistant, cornering brake control, and dynamic stability control, including DTC and ELDC.
One thing that I can tell you is that I have been driving this car for the past 4-5 days as my primary vehicle. Now it jumps through all the bumps and, you know, uneven surfaces on the city roads. Although given its low suspension, the car handles some of the bumps and, you know, uneven surfaces well, but mostly it jumps through most of the uneven surfaces. But then when it comes to smooth roads like the Bandra Worli Sea Link or the coastal road, or taking it through Atal Setu, on the smooth roads, those are the roads where you can feel Mini Cooper S's actual performance and how fast and smooth this car can be.
Harnessing all that raw energy is a lightning-quick 7-speed Streptronic transmission featuring a double-clutch system, ensuring shifts are seamless and instantaneous.
Now, what BMW has done with the all-new Mini Cooper S is that all those technological overhauls that you get in your car doesn't have to dilute your pure joy of driving. In fact, I may say, in spite of its form factor and size, this car firmly sits in the premium luxury category, and then I absolutely enjoy driving it on the road. It attracted a lot of attention as well. If I may say, this is pure art in motion. With that, it's a wrap on this week's Motown Show. Goodbye from me, Shubhani Gharat, and the entire team of ET Now.